Elenium. I did not know who Elenium was. I grew up under a rock, like lived in a very sheltered household. And so I was like, I'll come check out this aluminum foil guy. Like, I don't know who he is.
What's like the difference like in technique for opera and then pop vocals?
Yeah, opera is definitely more diaphragm based, or it's a lot more.
Can you do it like right now?
Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Like, oh, who's your celebrity crush? I'd be like, oh, it's this 80-year-old man who composed Star Wars.
Can you hold your hand on the first date?
No. Without music, there's really no, there's no life.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Real Talk with Kyootbot. Today we have a very multi-talented individual here with us. Her name is Tiffvny Joy. Tiffvny, why don't we introduce you?
Hi, I'm Tiffvny Joy. I'm a producer, composer, DJ, and vocalist from San Diego, California. Really happy to be here. I'm super excited.
Good.
Yay!
How long have you been grinding away at all your talents?
Oh,
Actually, just what are your talents?
oh, thanks. Well, I feel like music has always been a large part of my life. I've been doing classical music since I was a really young kid. So, been doing classical music for over a decade, and honestly, the pivot into EDM was pretty recent, like about 2 years ago. So kind of pivoted from classical music, piano, and
Were you
opera
already
singing.
like drawn to EDM before you started combining classical and EDM?
No, I did not know what a rave was or what EDM was until I accidentally went to Head in the Clouds Music Festival in 2021. And it was there I went with, of course, a group of Kevin Wynn variants. And yeah. And they wanted to see Elenium. I did not know who Elenium was. I grew up under a rock, like lived in a very sheltered household. And so I was like, I'll come check out this aluminum foil guy. Like, I don't know who he is. And that was life changing for me. And I feel like ever since I saw Elenium perform, I really wanted to do that. I was like, I want to DJ and I want to produce EDM. Like, this is amazing. And so, yeah, and I just went back home and I just started like researching like how to produce EDM and like how to DJ.
How old are you?
At the time, I think I was 21? Yeah, 21 around the time I started, like, getting into EDM. So, towards the end of college, started DJing, like, college parties, went to a really small university, so there were no other DJs.
Oh, what did you go to university for?
I went to Rice University to study music composition. So, specifically classical music, which is totally different from, EDM production, so
What do you learn? Like this music theory?
yeah,
The
I
music theory?
know. I know the music magic. Yeah. So, yeah, studied music theory and like opera there. So did a lot of.
Opera?
I do. I used to. I don't do it anymore.
I
So,
didn't know that.
oh yeah, that was like kind of my big passion or just like dream.
Opera? Did you want to
Yeah.
be in like Broadway?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of eventually realized that opera wasn't like the most marketable path, or just like there weren't a lot of career opportunities in it, so I kind of pivoted away from that into more like pop vocals. But yeah, I think when I was in high school, like, loved opera.
What's like the difference like in technique for opera and then pop vocals?
Yeah, opera is definitely more diaphragm based, or it's a lot more.
Can you do it like right now?
Oh my gosh, I'm dead. What do you want me to sing?
Figaro or something.
I'm the dead Figaro. Oh my gosh. Let's see. There's this song called like Glitter and Be Gay.
Glitter and Be
by
Gay?
Leonard Bernstein. Yeah. And that was like an audition piece. I'm trying to think. Oh, if we want Figaro, there's Mozart. There's like the Alleluia song.
Anything.
Okay. On the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Alleluia, 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 alleluia. like kind of like
That's so pretty.
thank
That's
you.
so pretty.
As beautiful as you.
You should do that. You should do like opera, EDM, classical.
That would be
Merge.
cool.
Yeah.
My vision right now is to create like a concert scene where we combine like symphony orchestra with EDM, and so that's been my passion project right now. So I've been composing like symphonies and stuff to pair with my EDM production. So it's definitely in the 10-year trajectory.
That's such a unique set of talents too, like producer, orchestra, and then opera singing.
Oh my gosh, I'm not quite sure how I would combine the opera singing, to be
Yeah.
honest, because I'm like,
Oh, and then piano too.
oh yeah, thanks, yeah.
Do you play like violin or anything?
I did a little bit in high school and middle school. I'm definitely not like Lindsay Sterling level.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely played a little bit. I feel like it was a rite of passage as an Asian kid. So.
Yeah. So like, did you have like the Asian childhood where they were like, do your piano exercises or you're grounding you?
Oh yeah. I had very, very like I wouldn't say super tiger mom, but pretty tiger mom, like, gotta practice a lot and it actually made me not like music for a bit. So I actually quit
Yeah.
music for a little bit. So it's really shocking now that I'm doing it full time.
Yeah. So is your mom Filipino or?
My mom's Taiwanese.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's from Taiwan and my dad is Filipino. He's from
Okay.
Manila. Yeah. So yeah, they met here in the States though. So but yeah, I'm really happy and really thankful to be doing music now.
Yeah. So what do your like parents think of you being a DJ and everything now?
I think at first they weren't the most supportive. I think they were a little bit apprehensive, which to be fair, if
What were
my
they
kid
apprehensive about?
I think it's not the most stable career, it's not like a corporate 9 to 5. And I feel like most Asian parents want their kids to
Yeah.
do corporate or, go into STEM or become a doctor or a lawyer.
When did you realize that you wanted to do music? Was it like you just got out of high school and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to?
Yeah, I wanted to do music, but I wanted to pursue film scoring, kind of what like John Williams and, people who write Marvel movies. I wanted to do that in the end of my high school. So I did go to
How do you have
college.
like what leads you into having that like dream? That's like another really particular dream to have.
Yeah, honestly, my brain is so weird, but let's see. I think if I went back in time, I did a lot of figure skating growing up, and so part of figure skating is you gotta like pick your music, and usually it's like instrumental music. So I was really surrounded by like classical film scores like constantly at practice, and I just really, really love the musicality aspect of it. And so my favorite side hobby in like middle school and elementary school would be I would just listen to film scores on end and try to like imagine ice skating like choreograph like scenes to them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then I kind of was really interested in the music theory behind it, and I think I just went on this giant bender, like, researched, like, every music theory thing possible in, like, high school and just wanted to start composing. I had this really weird, like, inspiration to be John Williams, like like, in high school, people would be like, "Oh, who's your celebrity crush?" I'd be like, "Oh, it's this 80-year-old man who composed Star Wars."
Oh,
Yeah, and
yeah.
it was crazy because I actually met him like in high school when I did this like summer program for composition. But anyways, like yeah, it was a very weird sheltered like high schooler.
Wait, what have you scored for?
Oh wait, how have I scored
Or
for
like,
it? Or-
yeah, wait, have you scored for anything yet?
Yeah, so I've done primarily like some indie short films. I think my biggest film was this Star Wars fan film called After Endor, and that was like professionally shot in New Zealand and worked with some really amazing directors on that. And so that was probably like the biggest one I scored. Worked with the symphony orchestra and did a recording session for that and conducted it. So I would say that was probably like the big peak of it, and then kind of started pivoting more into EDM. So that's been my large focus now.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, I think I'm just a really weird kid. Yeah, I didn't know who Taylor Swift was until I was like 14.
Do you think like your knowledge background in getting music schooled affected your like DJ producer career?
Yeah, it definitely does impact it. I definitely feel like I know way too much music theory to really like more than I need to know to be like prolific in DJing, but it definitely helps, because now I can kind of identify like scales better or certain like modes or stuff in music. And I think for DJing, it's a lot similar to conducting. You know, you got to count, you got to bring the energy to the crowd. I like to think that DJing is like conducting an orchestra, but
Oh,
you're conducting like a club. So, you know, you got to
oh,
bring
that's
that energy.
interesting.
Yeah. And, you know, you're always thinking about counting. Luckily, in DJing, usually things are in like 4/4. So it's like, you just got to count the four. But, you know, in conducting, or at least in music school, like a lot of the courses are kind of difficult, like, they'll make you do very strange time signatures, like 7/8 or just, like, a lot of compound meters, so it's, like, really helpful, I guess, in that aspect to where now I'm, like, in the EDM scene and, I can take those influences and bring them there, so
That's so cool, yeah.
yeah,
And are
yeah.
you like the only person that you've met so far that does that?
Um, that I've met, probably. I know, Apache does stuff like that. He's, like, another EDM producer and DJ who I, like, really look up to. He does, like, symphony orchestra and DJing type stuff, so collab in the future, maybe?
Are you working on anything right now?
Yeah, right now, well, we have our collab coming up for Live and Die, so I'm really excited for that. I've been working on my symphony project for a bit now, so trying to produce my EDM stuff and combine it with a live orchestra. So trying to contract musicians for that in a recording session, hopefully sometime next year. So that's been my like
What is that?
passion
A
project.
symphony?
Yeah, yeah. Like I have this big vision to kind of conduct an orchestra while DJing and have them play like live music, like basically a rave inside a symphony hall kind of.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like merging
Mhm.
kind of the 2 worlds of, like, EDM and, like, classical into one. Because I feel like there's such a huge contrast between the 2, and I feel like it would be a really cool thing to bring in the entertainment world, so we'll see. That's, like, the dream 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been working
That's
on
so
that.
yeah, your dreams are so particular.
Yeah, yeah, you know, I
It's
get my
nice.
little manifestation
It's like
journal.
oh, one of those things where you never knew you needed this until it
I
comes out,
did.
you know?
Honestly, yeah. It's like the random stuff you see on Amazon, and you're just like, "I really don't need this, but I want it, and I'm just gonna have it."
Where do you get the self-discipline from?
Oh, self-discipline?
Yeah.
Hmm. I think a lot of it stemmed from, like, figure skating, like, doing competing a lot. I used to do skating with, like, the US Figure Skating Association, so it's a really stringent sport, but I think apart from that, I get most of my work ethic and self-discipline from, like, my parents, especially my mom. She when she immigrated to Taiwan, her family was, like, super poor, you know, barely living off, like, food stamps. It was really, really hard for her to, you know, make it here in
Do you have,
America.
like, brothers and sisters too?
Yeah, I do. I have 2 younger siblings.
Are they also like you? Like, they also have their own, like, mega
Um,
talents?
they're definitely not musically inclined as me. I would say my brother's really smart though, but he's like probably gonna be a future doctor or something. He like STEM is really good with that.
Mm.
And my little sister, she's in high school. She sings too and started on violin. So I guess she's musically inclined in that, but I think she's still finding her passions.
Okay. Are your brothers and sisters as musical as you?
I wouldn't say as musical. I mean, as an Asian rite of passage, my parents did, you know, make them play piano for a bit, but I think, my brother's more STEM oriented, like, he's in college right now to probably be a doctor in the future, and then my sister is about to go into high school, so not too sure what she wants to do yet, but, they have some musical background, but I don't think they wanna do music as a full-time thing.
Yeah, that's your thing.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
and quite frankly, I don't know if my parents also want that either. They're like, "We have 1 musician, we'll have 1 doctor, and this one can be the lawyer."
Do you do you think, like, you could bring any type of guy home to see your parents, or is it, like, a very specific guy that you would, like, only go for?
Oh god. My parents have unfortunately they've been doing my Kevin Wynn phase, so, like, in college, that was my type, you know, "Kinda gym bro who raves with, like, a fade in a chain." Yeah,
Oh, you brought him home?
yeah.
Okay.
2 of them. They were like I don't think they approved, but they didn't wanna interrupt my happiness, so they were kinda just, like, hoping probably I would break up with them, and honestly, like, after that happened, my mom was like, "You need to stop going for party boys, you know? You keep going for bad boys, like, I don't know why you keep doing that."
What would
to
happen with Kevin Wynn and you?
mm, as every like SoCal Asian story, love story goes, they're a little toxic and things happen and they're probably not the most, stable people, both
I love
emotionally.
how you say that with a smile.
Yeah, I'm not trying to, if that's your type. And there are obviously like people who look like Kevin Wins that aren't
Mhm.
like bad people. So I'm not trying to like diss on anyone's type, but it is just the general like thing I've noticed with guys.
Every relationship's a lesson learned.
Oh
No
yeah.
more Kevin Wynn.
Yeah, it took me 2 times, but, we learned. I would say also maybe no frat boy.
No frat boys.
Yeah, that was like
That's like a another type of Kevin Wynn.
Yeah, that was probably the worst one, especially yeah.
So, wait, what type do you like now?
I would say now that I'm in post-grad, I would not go for that type. I would go for someone who's, 1, financially stable and has kind of their career set together, and someone who has ambition and drive, to wanna be a better partner in person. I think that's
Would you
really
date like
important.
another DJ?
No.
'Cause that's another Kevin Wynn.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I don't think
Mhm.
I would date a musician, period. I think
Why?
it's like dating a coworker. I don't know. I personally think it gets messy. If you break up, that's like, gonna interfere with not just your personal life, but also your professional life. And I think that's just something I wouldn't want to deal with ever.
Oh, I see. That's
Yeah, yeah. So probably not a musician. I would
Have
probably
you
get
ever
music.
had like a Tinder or anything?
Oh, yeah. I actually this is gonna sound terrible, but my very first Tinder was when I was in my freshman year of college, and I clickbaited everyone as this old grandma. I don't know why. I was, like, really, really weird, and I would send Bible verses to people.
Aw. Aw.
Yeah. I was, yeah, I grew up
Wait, how old were
very
you?
I think I was, like, 18.
At 18,
Yeah,
that's so
18 or
funny.
19. I grew up in a very, like, Christian household, and
So you get
so
matches as a grandma.
I think people just matched for the memes. Like, they're like, "Why is this random grandma on Tinder?" And then they would, send some raunchy thing, and I would send them a Bible verse back. And just yeah, I had this underlying belief that I was doing good to the world by sending them Bible verses and catfishing as a
Oh,
grandma.
are you religious?
Yeah, I would say I'm religious,
Are
yeah,
you Christian, Catholic?
yeah, grew up Christian, really uphold Christian beliefs, but I wouldn't say I'm any type of, like, specific denomination. So, I would say, like, non-denominational.
Okay, okay. So, I don't know, cause like, I feel like people that do raves and then date Kevin Wynn, like, they'd have to have, like, a crazy phase at least, right?
Yeah, I don't think I ever had, like, a really crazy
Really?
phase. Also was, like I went to college in the pandemic, so it was kinda hard to, like, ever have a crazy phase.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know, I feel like there is that stereotype if you're, like
Do you get, like, the ick if a guy kisses you on the first date or tries to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, like, definitely no, like, it's a big no-no. I've never kissed, like, on the first date, or, like, if it was, like, an intentional date, yeah, like, no, I just
Well,
it's
like, a 3rd date? Can she kiss you
3rd
on the
date's
3rd?
fine. 3rd date, 2nd date is fine. Yeah.
Can he hold your hand on the first date?
No.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy,
I'm like,
right?
"No, going too fast."
Mhm. What are your, like, other icks then?
Mm, I don't like narcissists. I don't like guys who are just
That's
like
so funny.
I know.
What if they seem like they're a narcissist, but they're
Like,
not?
same.
Yeah.
I think any guy who seems like a narcissist just is a narcissist. Like anyone who's just like really full of themselves, not considerate.
Mhm.
I know it's like major, major ick. Like cannot stand like super chauvinistic guys.
Oh.
Yeah, like peacock guys. No.
Has it always been that way? Like in elementary school, like, there's, like, a loud guy that's
I'm
obnoxious.
I'm like I don't know. In elementary school, yeah, I guess it's always been that way. Honestly, I wasn't, like, boy crazy and didn't really, like, have my first boyfriend until, like, I think senior year of high school. So, in elementary school, I think I was just trying to think of which crayon I should eat.
Aw.
I don't know, I was, like, really, really low maintenance child. But, yeah, I guess so. It's always been, like it's a red flag for me if a guy's, like, really full of himself, and if he doesn't look out for his partner, so
Did you ever do, like, the rave drugs?
Am I allowed to say that on camera? Like, rave drugs? Like, what is that, like?
I don't know anything.
I'm dead. Rave drugs, like pure serotonin and happiness. Yeah, good vibes.
Music.
Yeah,
Music vibes.
music vibes. Yeah, I would say I get high off the music.
Mhm. Alright, what about physically? Like, in a guy, physically, what would you like?
I definitely like a guy who works out. I like guys who
You like muscles?
um I guess I like muscles. I mean, if they have a six pack, that's like nice. You know, lean and muscular is nice too. Uh I used to date a bodybuilder and it wasn't like a terrible relationship. I just think it's just hard to uphold like a lifestyle that's not very similar to yours.
Really? 'Cause
Yeah.
I saw you had, like, a fitness Instagram,
Oh.
and you were doing, like, 8 plates or
Oh my
something
gosh,
on
those
the leg
were
press. Like, was that during the
dang.
bodybuilder phase?
Yeah, definitely. I had my heavy lifting phase in like college, like really all about lifting, like the macros, the protein powder life.
Yeah.
I think I've definitely like I still go lift a lot, but definitely not as much anymore. I actually had a back injury from like not
Oh.
lifting or like lifting too heavy, and so I think it kind of made me realize that I should probably put my health first. And obviously, with proper training and like having the proper diet and stuff could really help. But as a DJ, I have like a non-existent sleep schedule. I'm up till like 7 in the morning at clubs. Like I wouldn't say threw the lifestyle away, but it's just like it's not my priority anymore.
Yeah, I always hear, like, DJs are always, like, having to drink and stuff and, like, party all the time. Are you also, like, a partier too?
I would say I love parties. Like I love the vibe. I love like being around people. I think I wouldn't say I'm like a crazy partier. Like I'll take a few shots for like congratulatory type things, but I don't go too crazy on shots, or at least not as much as in like college.
Yeah.
I think one because it does take a toll on your health. Like I get hangovers now, and I just don't really like that feeling. And then two, it's kind of weird because like when you're DJing and you're at clubs a lot, it's kind of like your office space, and I feel like there is some professionalism you have to uphold.
Aw.
Yeah, so I try not to get like wasted. But yeah, definitely college me. I don't know. Different story.
Yeah.
Getting kicked out of clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you, like, currently working on in terms of, like, music, and then what are you trying to get into?
Yeah, I think right now I'm focusing a lot on my DJing, and, like, producing career, so also working on my passion project for, like, combining symphony orchestra with, EDM, so that's, like, one project. Been taking on a lot of collaborations as well, so just kinda trying to build that repertoire, I guess, and, obviously, it's every DJ's dream to do EDC and Tomorrowland, so that's definitely, like, one of my dreams in the future, but I guess the
Like, what
long
would you say your workload is, like,
my
in a day? Yeah.
workload. I've been pretty fortunate, like, a year ago, I wasn't doing music full time, I was doing, like, teaching full time, so now moving to LA has given me some more freedom to do music full time, and I still run, like, my teaching business, so, I'm able to kinda teach when within my hours, so gives me a lot more flexibility, like, running a business, and so I think, right now, my days kinda look like maybe, like, I would try to do, like, 5 to 6 hours, give or take, of, like, music production or, like, prepping for gigs and
That's
stuff.
a lot. That's
Yeah.
like studying for an exam every day.
Yeah,
Like
it's quite a lot. So, yeah, and then, like, definitely, like, traveling for gigs takes up a lot of time, and then social media is, like, a huge thing that I feel like a lot of artists need to prioritize now, so I'll spend I don't even know,
That's
like, a
crazy.
lot of time,
And
yeah,
you do
like
it all yourself.
yeah, like, filming and, recording, like, content,
Do you ever get overwhelmed? Or do you have, like, a schedule? Like, how do you do
um
that?
Yeah, I definitely do get overwhelmed sometimes. It is a lot, like, having to, I guess, like, prep sets or, like, be traveling all the time and get, like, really crazy not good amounts of sleep. I would say I have, like, a checklist of things to do, and I just try to, like, uphold those
You have a
checklists when I can.
checklist. Do you
Yeah.
have, like, an app checklist?
Oh, no, I put everything in my notes app. Like, my notes apps my notes app knows my deep, dark secrets, and yeah.
Aw. Can we see it?
Oh my gosh, I don't know where my phone is. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Should I get my phone? Do I step off camera and get the phone? Is that my phone? Yeah, I
Do you
think
have,
that's
like,
mine.
poetry on there?
Oh my god, I sorry, I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about the
Well,
lap.
Thank you.
Poetry, you're exposing me because I do.
Can I hear?
Oh my god, let's see. It's so crazy. Yeah, I have like
Damn, you're a poet, opera singer, classical music.
oh my gosh. Poetry? I don't know if I'm a poet. Let's see. I just write it when I'm like feeling kind of low.
Yeah, that's
I know. I'm like, my poetry's kind of weird. Most poetry ends up becoming like songs or like translating into songwriting later.
Mhm.
Wow.
So you write the poem and then it like inspires you for a song.
Yeah, it can. It can. I haven't
Oh,
done
can you give
too
me like an
much.
example of one?
Let's see. Um, um, there is a song that I just finished recording actually like this past week. It's an unreleased, but it's called like Forever Summertime. And it's just kind of like reflecting off of like summer and like the feeling of like love and like a healthy relationship and just being able
Aw.
to yeah just feeling like warm and sunny. And so I think I wrote something along those lines where like it feels like summer and like it feels like a forever summertime and like oasis with like this person, and then kind of translating like a more abbreviated version into like songwriting. So I guess that's like one
Aw,
happy example.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Are
have
most of your songs happy?
yeah, I'm trying to brand more towards that like uplifting progressive house and like happy vibe for this Tiffany Joy alias at least.
Because it's joyful.
Yeah,
Aw.
that's like my mission is
What's like if aside from Tiffany Joy, like is there like a core on the inside that's like Tiffany sad? Like or anything?
no, that's so funny. There is no Tiffany sad yet. I do love sad music though, like
Mhm.
dubstep's not sad, but like it can be sad. I think I would probably open a different alias for that. Like I have this dream maybe in like 10 years, once this alias is kind of bigger, to maybe open up another one with charisma, which is like
Aw,
my last
yeah.
name. And so it would be kind of representative of like all parts of me, like Tiffany Joy, the happy, and like charisma, the sadder parts. But we'll see. That's like definitely like a long-term project. But yeah, Tiffany Joy, I think is my name. Well, it's my government name actually, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think having that name also in my music means like I want to spread joy with music, and so that's always been like my mission.
No, that's a good one. Do you think that like if your name wasn't Tiffany Joy, you wouldn't be like, "Hi, I'm a flower. I'm Tiffany."
Um, Honestly, I don't know. I definitely don't think like well, maybe names have power. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like maybe they have like magic powers.
Yeah, I feel like my name's kind of weird. It's like Kiana,
I
and
love
then
it
yeah,
though.
it's nice, but then I always felt like it was like more boyish.
Really?
I guess. I mean,
Oh, I love it. It sounds like
like Tiffany's
elegant.
so like like oh, I'm Tiffany, I'm a
Oh,
girl.
really?
I wear hot pink.
I
You know.
talked to some people and they're like, "Tiffany sounds like a really basic, like, bitchy, like, mean Asian girl from Southern California." And I was like, "You know what? You're not wrong." Like, I know a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of, like
you're like secretly savage.
I know, maybe.
Yeah.
But,
Tiffany Savage.
Tiffany Savage, that would be, like, the other alias for, like, hot girl summer music.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think, I don't know, I've always been kinda like this. I definitely have, everyone does, their, like, sad days.
Yeah.
Definitely have struggled with, like, mental health stuff in the past,
Oh.
but, I think, it's good that music is here. That's helped me get through tough times, so I hope, like, my music as Tiffany Joy can spread that joy with people.
Do you have any theories as to like why music affects people so much?
Um, hmm.
Because there's some people that are like, oh, it like matches the heartbeat or some shit, but
Yeah. I feel like there's definitely some scientific, like, reasoning for this, for, like, sound waves, because different intervals even in, like, music and, like, music theory sound more dissonant or more, sonorous than others, and it's, like, interesting because I have been researching this in my free time. It's, like, a physics thing. Certain sound waves and on the frequency spectrum, can actually impact mood based off the dissonances or like the shock value, I guess, of, like there's like a minor second, like a chromatic type thing. And that
do
sounds
you ever like utilize that knowledge into your music
yeah,
too?
I definitely do more for film scoring. I think knowing what can impact the mood of the story and also the viewers is really important. So, like if there's a sad scene or like horror movies, for example, use a lot of dissonances in their music. And I think that's like really important to creating that like fear. So yeah, I use it more in film scoring.
Fear.
Yeah. Fear. Roar. But yeah, haven't utilized it too much in EDM yet, just because a lot of it's very like diatonic or like very what's the word? Poppy, like commercial. So, you have like four basic chords and you're kind of set.
Yeah. Do you feel like you want to be like fitting into that? Or do you want to like branch off more into like, the pop versus the orchestra?
Yeah. Definitely I feel like my music is more commercial.
Yeah.
I'm leaning more towards like pop sounding type stuff just cuz it sounds more
Like
like
is
my
that what you
brand.
like?
What I like, I mean, I love pop music. I eat it up like
Oh, who do you
that
like to listen
candy.
to?
Ooh, I really like Charlie XCX.
I
Like
love her,
her
yeah.
Brat album is so good. I've been listening to that on repeat. So I really like Charlie XCX.
What's your favorite song?
On that album, I love oh, overall, like favorite song in the world or like on that album.
Charlie XCX.
Charlie XCX. Let's see. I love Von Dutch. It's just such a like slay song. And then I think my favorite is Everything is Romantic because oh my gosh, the orchestra in the beginning, that's like what I want to do. It's just that beautiful, luscious orchestra into like a club beat. So stunning. Like it's a piece of artwork.
And then what's your favorite song in the world?
Ooh, favorite song in the world is crazy. I guess it would really I guess it would matter based off the genre. Just because you're here and we're here together, I'll just say My Immortal. Kyootbot and Tiffvny Joy, like Chenda remix.
Aw.
You guys should stream that. Just kidding. um, yeah, I don't know. It fluctuates like every day, like every minute, it's a different song. So I don't know if I could tell
How
you
long does like one song take you to produce?
to produce.
Because you worked
Yeah.
on My Immortal, how long did that take?
Luckily that one didn't take very long. I think the orchestration took maybe like a few days. But that's just because it's a pre-written, like it's a cover. So if anything, it's like a transcription and then just orchestration. Maybe like a day of work for orchestrating. I think to actually produce like a full song from scratch really varies on like the genre. Obviously, you have like melodic bass music that has a lot more layers, and that can be like months.
Oh,
Yeah, and then but certain like more minimal type house or like even pop beats can be like a week. So it really varies on one, I
What's
think.
your favorite part of the process?
Ooh, I think the synergy. Like I love collaborations because you have a room of creatives in a room and we're all just like nothing can explain the synergy between each other, but we just have this thought and it just like comes into life. Like we're baking like I would say baking a baby is terrible. We're baking a piece of musical bread and it just like flourishes into this musical bread.
That's such a joyous way to put it.
Oh, yeah, no, I love that. I guess for collaborations, and I think with music, it's more of like painting a story or just like sharing some sort of emotion that you really can't encapsulate like visually, and creating like a moment in time that someone can like really enjoy. Because music essentially is just like it's like this is really funny. I had a professor tell me this in college. But he's like, music makes time lumpy. And yeah, like I guess if you think about music, it's like, this fraction of time that we have that we can't get back, that we like kind of just indulge in. And so that's a really cool way to think about it. Like in this fragment of time, we have this like musical lumpiness.
Oh, I
So-
get it. Wait, can you
Um,
explain it more?
yeah, I guess it's like, we live in silence most of the time, or not if you live in LA in the city, but if you don't have music, it's kind of just blank. And then you listen to music and there's all these things like hours and hours and hard work of, the musician, the songwriter, the producer, and it comes to life and it's just like that moment can really impact you emotionally. And I think that's just a really
So,
beautiful
would you
thing.
say that the emotional impact of music is your favorite part about music?
Yeah, I would say so. I think without music, there's really no like there's no life. Like I think it breathes some sort of life into people and it can unite people and make the world like a better place. So,
Aw.
yeah, I definitely think music is super super important and the emotional value is most important.
So yeah, you keep saying like you really like music and you really like people. What's your favorite part about people?
Mm.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I think I like being around people, like good people. People like in general, I actually don't know if I like.
Aw. Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess this is like a
I guess
philosophy
what are
thing.
your like turn-offs about just people in general? Doesn't have to be romantic.
I don't like people who take advantage of others. I don't like people who, um, yeah, like hurt other people. I don't like fake people. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I
Those
just
are good things.
yeah, like I really cherish like genuine friendships and like genuine people. Yeah, who don't really have like malintentions. And so, I guess it's a philosophy thing. Are people born evil or are people born like naturally
And then
good?
when
So
did you when did you discover that those were your icks about people?
I think being personally, like, backstabbed by people in the past that I thought were,
Aw.
like, friends or
Like what happened?
just um, I had, like, a really good friend who I, like, thought was a good friend, and, we're really good friends for a while, and I think it was, like this is the whole thing about, like, not dating within your friend circle because when you break up, it's, like, who's gonna take sides, and I was just upset
Aw.
that
Yeah.
this person took the side of,
Mhm.
like, the ex, I guess. And, I think it happens a lot in entertainment as well and, like, the music industry. There are a lot of good people in the music industry, like you and, like, people that we are
Like you.
affiliated. Oh my gosh, thank you. But there's also, like, a lot of people who are kinda sneaky, and they will, like,
Like,
take
what are
credit.
examples? Because I keep hearing about, like, different examples in, like, Hollywood or, like, Twitch streaming. What are, like, music examples of that?
I think, music examples will be, like, they'll release the song and not give you a certain amount of royalties that was agreed on, or, like, the label might, like, take way more than they promised, just little things like that, or, like, collaborations, they might
Even,
not
like,
credit
through a
you.
contract?
Um, Through a contract is, like, fine, but it's, more so for, like, I think independent artists, a lot of schemy stuff goes
Okay.
on. I've been pretty fortunate, like, our manager is
Yeah.
pretty awesome, and he's been able to, like, really navigate this and make sure that doesn't happen to us, but I
Yeah.
think when I was
It's important to have, like, a caring
yeah,
manager. Mhm.
when I was, like, more independent before signing with Craig and everyone, it was definitely, like it's the Wild West.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think in those aspects, you just gotta be on your toes, just looking out for, who might be kinda sneaky, so,
Yeah. Was
yeah.
it like did you get sneaked, like, once, twice? Like, did it just keep happening until
Um,
you
I've been maybe snaked on like 3-ish times. It's more like you start a collaboration with someone
Mhm.
and they take your vocals and they end up like not crediting you or they completely just ghost you or drop the
That's
project.
so weird.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, it really sucks. So it's
Like, did they even
kind of
get
like
any,
that.
like, benefit out of that?
Um,
Besides, like, obviously, like, the split stuff, but
yeah, I honestly don't even know because I just don't really keep in contact with people who end up
Mhm.
becoming like that or like turning out to be like that. And quite honestly, I don't even think they ended up finishing the project. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's kind of like that where you already spent this amount of time like working with them and they ended up dropping the project completely without
Mhm.
any notice.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of Wild West.
Mhm.
But that's definitely like I think the entry level like tier of music. Like when I was first starting in the EDM industry, you got to say yes to everyone and like kind of take on as many things as you can and weed out what's good and what's bad and you're just learning. So the first year is like definitely like that learning curve and I think it's definitely been like a lot better now establishing like who's more credible and who's like a better teammate. So,
Aw, yeah,
yeah.
that's
So,
nice.
yeah,
Okay.
I would say I still have like huge hopes for people and like society.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any, like, dream collabs?
Ooh.
I think you said John Williams?
Oh my gosh, John
Is he
Williams.
alive?
I think he is. I hope he is. He's such a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I would collab with John Williams because he's too much of a goat, but
Aw.
and he's kinda old, so I don't know if he would be interested in, like, EDM, but
Mhm.
I think my dream collab would probably be with, like, Zed. I think he's, like, a musical genius. His attention to, like, harmony and melody is just really stunning and making it still, like, a good commercial value. I saw him live play it, like, on the piano at the Dolby Theater 2 years ago with, like, a
Mhm.
live orchestra, and that was life-changing. Like, I think doing something like that, like, either orchestrating for him or doing, like, a song collab with him would be, like, a dream.
Mhm.
So, yeah, definitely hoping, manifesting that.
Yay.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have anything else you wanna do besides music?
Yeah, I'm looking into starting my Twitch channel actually tomorrow, so yay! I'm ready to, like, dive into this giant abyss. I don't know much about Twitch or gaming or anything, so it's definitely a new world for me, but really excited to start streaming. Probably will
Oh,
do
what made you want to go into streaming?
um, you. You're like my inspiration for this all, and I think the last time you had me on your channel, that was really fun. Like, it was this new thing that I didn't know I needed and I enjoyed, that I really enjoyed, and so I think, just connecting with people is, probably the large factor of it. So, yeah, really excited to connect with people.
Do you have like a plan that you're gonna do?
Sort of. I'm probably gonna start with some chatting just because I am still learning Streamlabs and OBS right now, so kind of getting used to the gear. And eventually, I want to pivot into like DJing and like music covers, either singing and
Yeah.
piano, or also doing like film score analyses or like looking at music theory type stuff. I think could be really, really fun. So yeah, and who knows, maybe I'll get into gaming. I'll be really bad at it, but I'll try.
Do DDR, like rock band or something.
Oh, yeah, I'll be like, "Ooh, let's do" what is it? GarageBand? No, that's an app.
Um, and then do you have any advice for future producers, DJs?
Yeah, I would say stay consistent and stay steadfast. It is a really rocky road, especially when you're starting. Financially, it's not the most profitable route for, I would say, the first few years when you're getting started. You're gonna have to say yes to unpaid gigs a lot, and probably will have to supplement, with another day job. And so it does add up, like time wise. But I think staying steadfast, consistent, and always like networking and trying to like meet new people, and most importantly, support other artists. I would say is the number one thing to do. So,
Yay! She's
yay,
all about the people. That's
the
so nice.
people.
Guys, that was Tiffvny Joy. Do you want to go shout your socials out?
Yeah, you guys can follow me at Tiffvny Joy, TiffVnyJoy, on all my social media pages, Twitch and Instagram specifically. So hope to see y'all there.
Yay! Thank you guys for
Yay!
watching. That was Tiffvny Joy, a very, very talented producer, composer, music teacher, opera singer. Jesus Christ. She does it all. Make sure to go follow her. And I will see you guys next time on Real Talk with Kyootbot. That was Kyootbot signing off. Bye. Don't mean to. Crazy things that you've been doing. Can't seem to shake this feeling. Got me out here overthinking, but I can't help overhearing. When I'm around, your words just keep on slipping. Checking me out, is it that drink you're sipping? Saving face when you be tripping. You got your mind on some feelings that you can't be showing. While you out here tippy toeing, you're so damn loud, you know I hear you're something.